Hi, good evening once again. This is SelfLoveTalk coming to you live from Los Angeles, and I'm on a very special Skype call with Dr. Pinky Feinstein, who's the founder of the intuitive painting process and the Psycho-Creative Institute in Tel Aviv, Israel. Pinky will be joining us in January here in Los Angeles to teach us a two-day workshop in intuitive painting. And I've invited Pinky today to talk to us a little bit about the intuitive art process. And one of the things that come to mind, Pinky, is the theory of self-love and how the psycho-creative philosophy, the theory, uses self-love as one of the foundational elements of the work. So would you share with us a little bit of where self-love sits in this whole process?
I'll be glad to. Where self-love sits in our body, in our hearts. Well, first of all, as you said, self-love is a part of a triangle. We call it the psycho-creative triangle, which has three aspects. The first aspect is self-love, which you want to increase. Another aspect in this triangle is the self-criticism, what we want to reduce. And the third aspect is creativity, but we specify it as emotional creativity, which we want to increase. Using these three elements together in harmony is the essence or the hardcore of the psycho-creative theory, and all the workshop and all the therapies and all the books are coming from this beginning, the psycho-creative triangle. Self-love is an ability. We feel that self-love is really the only love that exists. A person can love himself, and all the other kinds of love are extensions of this love. A person is really engaged in an attempt to love himself, and many times he fails. And he's looking for this love in outsources, and he doesn't find it. People don't know that they can love themselves and give themselves what they look for all their lives. People don't know that self-love is something you can practice, something you can find in yourself, something that you can find in a small room without any other person, something that you have to develop if you want to have a lovingly connection with other people. Without self-love, you're not able to love anyone. Because when you don't know it in yourself, you cannot perceive it and you have nothing to give. We feel that the real only love is self-love, and when you do have it, you can give it to children, you can give it to your friends, you can get married with this. But if you don't have self-love, you really are an empty person. And when you are empty, you cannot give anything. And when we talk about creativity, when we talk about discovering the creative nucleus of a person, the uniqueness of a person, we talk about a never-ending process of findings, of exploring, of investigating yourself. If there is no self-love there, it will be a very hard process. You won't be able to do it, because in your process you have to love everything you create. You have to love everything inside yourself, because this is what the intuition brings to you. Everything. The ugly parts, the hesitant parts, the childish parts, everything is needed for the creativity. And if you don't love many parts of yourself, you cannot move on. You are stuck. You have to love really everything inside yourself. It's not an easy task, but it's the only task.
So how does intuitive painting connect to self-love?
Well, you see, when we manage to reduce self-criticism, we manage to create things when we don't worry what will be the result. And when the atmosphere is atmosphere of encouragement, of support, the instructors really do like everything that the participants do. We do like everything. We love everything they do. We don't do as if we like it. We do like it. We don't fake it. Mm-hmm. It's a special atmosphere when you have lots of encouragement. You're applauded for what you do, for your initiatives. Self-love is a natural way to be. And when you create more and more and more, and you don't criticize it, self-love is really emerging from its natural place, from its hiding place, emerging outside. You just feel the special feelings that you like what you do and you like yourself. And I want to tell you another thing which is basic here in order to understand self-love. We differentiate in a very clear way self-love and self-acceptance. We say, do not accept yourself, love yourself. Do not waste energy to accept yourself. You will struggle and you will lose every energy you need. Instead of it, go immediately to loving yourself. It is more powerful, it is more efficient. When you are busy accepting yourself, like what is happening in many kinds of psychotherapies, that the person will eventually accept himself as he is, well, he is always fighting his self-criticism. He always struggles to feel better with himself. And we say, you can do better. You can love yourself. It's a natural way to be. You just forgot it. And when you create like a child, and when you bring yourself to do things that you did like a child, you also love yourself like you did as a child.
So, from my experience, Dr. Pinky, it's what I experience with the people that I work with is that many people don't really know what self-love looks like or how to practice self-love. Can you talk to us a little bit about the psycho-creative theory and how it helps us actually bring self-love into action?
Well, first of all, look at me now. I think I love myself. I have not bad practice for loving myself. How it looks like, look at me. I really am engaged every day in practicing self-love. It's an everyday practice. Whenever you look at the mirror, you have to smile to yourself. You have to say good things to yourself, even in your bad moments. You have to practice it every day in your car, when you walk, when you drive, when you speak, when you make love. You have to practice self-love, and do not forget that you are the most important person in your life. This is the basic thing. And I also created, a special kit that its name is 10% more self-love. Mm-hmm. Special kit that for me it's like a medication that the person has to use 3 times a day for a week, like a medication. Mm-hmm. And when he finished doing this kit, his self-love is increased by about 10%.
I can tell you it's a lot more than 10%. I've used the kit myself.
Well, when you ask me how it looks like, well, people are more contented. Mm-hmm. People come with a big smile and live with a big smile. People are focused on their creation. People are happy what they do. People stop doing things that make them suffer. People stop bringing excuses for not doing what they really want to do. This is self-love, putting yourself in the first place. It can have many aspects and many faces, but it has its root is very special. It's very special and very simple. I am the most important person in my life, and it's not to be egocentricity or like you say in Hebrew, egoism or something, someone that only think about himself. Well, the news is that everyone really always thinking about themselves. And when you think about someone else, it's through your needs. You really do think about yourself. So think good things about yourself. Don't waste this energy.
So I invite everybody to come join us in January to see what it's like to be selfish for a couple of days, and to create from a place of intuition, and to learn how to reduce our self-critic through this beautiful process you've created. So thank you for your time this evening, and we will speak again soon. Have a good night.
Thank you.